Namhlanje we'll be having that conversation with the MEC from now right up to 7 o'clock. We're speaking to the MEC, of course, fresh from delivering that department budget vote for the year 2025-2026. And we'll also be just speaking on other issues as well, particularly issues relating to the city of Ekurhuleni and other matters pertaining to her department. The MEC is, of course, in studio with us. MEC Mutara, good evening. Thank you so much for making time.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me, and good evening to your listeners.
We are indeed honored. So lots to talk about, but a whole year in office. How has it been?
It has been eventful, hectic, busy, tiring. We got into office just after the elections, which was very busy and tiring. A long election campaign. Then we had to get into negotiations with different parties, and that went fairly successfully in Gauteng. And then we had to hit the ground running, and it's been extremely eventful, as I said, very busy, hectic. But I've had an opportunity to meet so many incredible people, interact with different communities, get to understand firsthand what are some of the biggest challenges, get to understand firsthand and appreciate firsthand the impact that human settlements delivery does for our communities. It has been very fulfilling.
Eventful, you say. Speaking of impact, talk to me about the theme Sieza Naguwe, 1 year of impact.
Yes, so part of the part of the biggest challenge, and I'm sure if we're going to take callers, etc. One of the biggest challenge is our big backlog. People say, I registered in 1996, I have a pink slip, I registered in this year, that year, I've been waiting for such a long time for my house. So Sieza Naguwe is really saying to communities that we are still committed to giving you your home. If you are a deserving beneficiary, we will definitely come to you. We haven't forgotten you. We will definitely come to you. So we're saying that we are still committed. We are going to come. Be patient with us, and thank you for your patience as well. But Sieza Naguwe.
Yeah. And we'll absolutely have to get to that, MEC, just with regards to us trying to really understand exactly what the delay is. But before we get to those most crucial aspects of our conversation, and of course, let us remind those who would want to be part of the conversation, 065 927 8326 010 236 0002, as we are, of course, in conversation with MEC Tasneem Mutara. Just still on that reflection, looking back from when you first took on the portfolio, what were some of the key priorities, and how have those evolved, or has it in progress? What can we say?
Yes, so our key priorities remain just making sure that we deliver houses. We are delivering houses through majority mega projects. So mega projects, there's different types of houses in a human settlements development, but it will include social infrastructure like schools, clinics, economic infrastructure like areas for businesses, taxi ranks, etc. So we're not just building RDP houses in the middle of nowhere with nothing linked to it, or no opportunities for people to either work or to go to school. So most of our projects, that's the delivery. And when I got in, it was just making sure that our mega projects continue. Part of our priorities was also just to look at incomplete projects. So we have a number of projects across the province. They were stopped, incomplete, left incomplete for various reasons. And we had to get in and make sure that we complete those houses. We're doing quite well to finish those houses now. Another priority would just be to roll out title deeds. Even in Ekurhuleni, we've got areas in Ekurhuleni, old townships established way back, maybe in the early 90s, late 90s. People have been living in those houses, but they still don't have title deeds. We're working with the municipalities to be able to issue those title deeds. It's got a lot to do with what qualifies an area to be a formalized township. So for you to have a formalized township, there's got to be roads, tarred roads, stormwater drainage, electricity, street lighting, all of those types of things. And then we can issue title deeds, but we're working with municipalities. So those have been I would say, our 3 key focus areas. We are making strides in all of them. Obviously not as much as the demand is there, because it's budget linked to the budget, but we are making a lot of progress. Yes,
a very crucial department that you're responsible for, hey? And speaking on the issues that we're touching on today, we can never, of course, take away from the fact that when we speak of housing and even the issue of title deeds, that links very much to the issue of human dignity.
yes.
And as we speak on that, there is the issue of informal settlements as well. And I understand there's been an allocation for them as well, that's informal settlements. But speak to us on that. How much was allocated, and how does that improve people's dignity and perhaps the infrastructure as well?
Yes, so we have got conditional grants that come from National Human Settlements. And that grant, there's a grant that is called the Informal Settlement Upgrade Grant. There we received just under 900 million. That's to deal with formalizing informal settlements. That's to deal with planning activities towards formalizing. And then when we formalize, and it also has, that will also allow us to put alternative sanitation in informal settlements. Alternative sanitation is more permanent. It allows us to connect to the main line. And then we received an additional 332 million rand from Provincial Treasury. Of that 332, we're going to use 232 for interim sanitation. Interim sanitation, our residents refer to them as chemical toilets. So chemical toilets are those toilets, temporary toilets in the informal settlements. We will be able to install them in the West Rand, the western municipalities, the southern municipalities. Ekurhuleni gets a grant directly from National Human Settlements for informal settlement upgrades. We just provide support to the municipalities that are not metro municipalities.
You say interim. Is there a plan maybe to move away from that system of chemical toilets? Because we've heard some quite shocking reports on how those affect people's health, and quite shocking the stories I've personally heard on this platform.
Yes. So the intention is, where we are formalizing informal settlements, is to provide alternative sanitation. Alternative sanitation is more permanent, or we even call it semi-permanent.
Okay.
So that is, it's more healthy, it's cleaner, it's biodegradable. It's environmentally friendly. So obviously, when it's environmentally friendly, it's also friendlier to the users and their health. Secondly is we want to reduce the amount of informal settlements that we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as we reduce the amount of informal settlements, then we're going to respond more permanently to the sanitation problem that we have in informal settlements currently.
Yeah.
So that is definitely part of our plans. We want to focus on eradicating and reducing informal settlements, because not only is the sanitation not safe, just the informal settlement itself is not safe. Most of our informal settlements, they're on land which is not habitable. 2 weeks ago, there was an explosion in Springs, an informal settlement that is on a gas pipe. So that is the type of situation we're sitting with informal settlements that are on land that's not supposed to be for human habitation, because of everything that's underneath, or it's on a floodline, or it's on a wetland. So those ones we can't formalize. We're doing the interim sanitation, the chemical toilets, but with the intention to reduce them and move them.
All right. Vuta FM, EKFM, Talisa online, as well as Kasi FM 97.1. We are in conversation with MEC Tasnim Budara, responsible for human settlements in Gauteng. Of course, we speak on the backdrop of that budget vote for the year 2025-2026. MEC, let's get to the nitty-gritties of this budget. How much of that was allocated for the city of Ekurhuleni? And for us within Ekurhuleni, how exactly does that benefit our lives?
So Ekurhuleni is an interesting space because it's a metro municipality. So metro municipalities, we work a little bit differently.
Okay.
Because metro municipalities, human settlements and the delivery of human settlements is a concurrent function. So when we say a concurrent function, it's 2 or 3 spheres of government that are responsible for human settlement implementation. Here with metros are accredited to implement human settlements projects themselves without the support or even needing the provincial government.
Okay.
And how they do that is metro municipalities, they also get conditional grants directly from national human settlements. So in the metro you get what is a grant called USDG, Urban Settlement Development Grant. They also get Informal Settlement Upgrade Grant. And we then come as the province, and then how we complement the 2 grants or use the 2 grants effectively. The metro puts in the bulk infrastructure, so all the big piping, electricity, sanitation, water, all of those, they do the roads, stormwater. We then come as the province and do internal services, so we connect from the house to the main line, and we build the top structure. So we complement each other in that fashion. For this financial year, we have allocated a budget of about 500 million that will go to Ekurhuleni. That will be mostly deployed in our mega projects.
Can I ask you if that's enough?
No, it's even the whole budget of the department is not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. So the whole budget of the department is 6 billion and 60 million. That has contributed for the whole province.
Okay.
It's not enough. And you know, when I say it's not enough, it's because there's such a huge demand, and the budget can only allow us to go so far.
Yeah.
So, but as I said, because the municipality gets a grant directly, so we're complementing each other. We're really pooling our funds together. So we've allocated that. Most of it will be deployed for this financial year in the mega projects.
Yeah.
The mega projects in Clayville, that's Tembisa, we're continuing there. The mega project out in the east of East Rand, that's Helderweg, we will continue there. We're also doing work still in John Dube. So most of that money will go to our mega projects. Then we are completing, I spoke about incomplete houses. They were left incomplete some years ago. We have quite a number of them out in Itwatwa. We are completing those. We'll continue. I'm hoping that we've budgeted to be able to complete this financial year and next financial year. But I think if we work very closely with the contractors and the developers in the community, we can actually bring it forward and try and finish the bulk of it actually in this financial year. And then we are also going to support the municipality where they need the support. The bigger areas that the municipality definitely needs support is in the hostels. We have committed now to contribute and assist Ekurhuleni to deal with Sethuga Hostel. Sethuga Hostel, I have the history of that hostel. The province did implement some work there. It was also stalled. It also came to a halt. So we're going back there, not only to finish that work, but we're also going back to do actual refurbishment in the hostel itself.
In the hostels.
Yes.
Wasn't there a plan to turn hostels into family units? Does that plan still stand?
Yes, that is the ultimate plan, because look, for us as human settlements, it's us and the municipality. Our end goal is to give people what you spoke about earlier, dignity and respect, security of tenure. So ultimately what we want is for people to have a home that they own. And so when you redevelop the hostel, because hostels, we know they were developed for migrant labor, mostly males, and you know, if you think about
the history, and
if you're familiar with hostels, it's a few people in a single room. They share communal toilets, bathrooms, communal cooking space. Our human settlements approach is that each person gets their own home with a title deed. So yes, while we are refurbishing hostels now, ultimately the hostels must be completely redeveloped and be homes, so that we give it to homeowners. They also own their home, and we integrate hostels into the broader communities that they are located in.
Most of our hostels here, I'll have you know, MEC, particularly here in Ekurhuleni, the conditions are not so good. Hey,
no, they're terrible. I was in Tokoza Hostel 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's appalling. The infrastructure is literally falling apart, and you expect women, children, people to live in those conditions.
No human should ever have to live in those kind of circumstances, really. So you spoke earlier on just a little bit on the mega projects, but help us understand exactly how does this mega project help you in accelerating housing delivery? We're paying attention to how it's gaining traction of late, the mega projects and innovation, that is.
So how does it help us? It's because, when we started the Human Settlements program out in 1994-95, it was just identifying spaces, building houses, and then locating people there without any other support infrastructure. So you would find these very many communities of RDP houses, but they still have to travel for work, they still have to travel to go to school. Later on, some areas would have schools being built and that sort of thing. Mega projects sort of fuses all of that together and crowds in the funding all at once. So it also allows us to build at scale. So a mega project will on average be anything that's above 6,000 houses. And different typologies. So when I say different typologies, you've got the standalone that everybody is familiar with, and then high-rise that we've now started building. And then you also have social rental stock. So in that community, you'll have people that own houses, but also others that rent because they either earn a salary, they earn a living, they're able to rent. And then there's what we refer to as rapid land release. Rapid land release service stands you're going to build for yourself. And then an element of even bonded houses. Because we want to have integrated communities, we want somebody who lives in a bonded house to be a neighbor with somebody who is living in an RDP, because an RDP is not the end, it's a beginning, it's a step up.
It's a start.
It's a start. Many people who have received RDPs many years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, have expanded those RDP houses. And then within the mega project, you would then include recreational facilities, halls, sports fields, maybe. Others have got clinics and schools. Others have got economic infrastructure. We launched in the West Rand last month. We launched the Leratong mega city project. That is actually going to have a mall, which they've already started the construction with. Included in that is then the different types of houses, rental stock, bonded houses, RDP houses. So that's what a mega project is. It's essentially creating just new communities all over.
Understood. Okay. 23 minutes after 6 o'clock. Well, time seems to be moving rather quickly. But if you just tuned in, welcome to a very special broadcast. We are live in studio with the MEC responsible for human settlements in Gauteng, Tasnim Modara, also broadcasting live via Vuta FM, EKFM, as well as Tembisa Online. My name is Bongiwe Nkomolelo Gazulu with you until 9 p.m. this evening, but we are in conversation with the MEC right up until 7 o'clock. If you would like to join in the conversation, 065-927-8326 to the line 010-236-0002. MEC, you make mention of Ikageng or rapid release land, rapid land release program. Well, a lot of R's there. Yes. But we get it. I really would like to understand, is that being well received? Because you said your first 12 months were eventful. We saw you not long ago at Chris Hani, and you were handing out, we saw people on empty stands, and you were saying they are to build themselves under the Ikageng program. Tell us about that. We want to understand how that works, and is it being well received?
Okay, how does it work? For you to qualify for an RDP house, one of the qualifying criteria is that you must earn 3,500 or less. Then you have a large number of citizens that earn over 3,500. But they earn, yes, but not enough to go to the commercial banks to get a bond. So we developed a product, and that's Ikageng. It's for those earning between 3,501 rand up to 22,000.
Okay.
And what we do is we give you a stand that is serviced. When I say serviced, it's got water, electricity, sanitation. So it's got bulk services, and then you are then expected to build for yourself. Has it been well received? Yes, because I think that there is this cohort that is saying, look, we earn, we are willing to build for ourselves, but we just need land. And the land then it comes with a title deed, so you own that land. Where there have been challenges is some of the unintended or the costs that are not clear upfront.
Okay.
And I think, just a lot of consumer education goes a long way. We do a lot of it, but I think some people, in their quest to address their pressing need for a house, sort of ignore the fine print, if I can put it that way. But it's not fine print because we communicate it. We do educate consumers. But for you to build your house, we give you a blueprint plan. So the plan still needs to go to the municipality for final approval. For you to connect your account, etc., and for certain milestones as you're building, you need to pay either to the municipality, etc., etc. So those are the hidden costs. Much like when you buy a house, you may buy a house for 500,000. Hidden costs would be things like transfers, registration, etc., etc. So we do communicate that, but I say that a lot of people tend to want to think about those as, well, I'll see how I sort that out. I know I can build. And then when it actually comes to the building, it does become a little bit of a challenge. I think a bigger challenge also is just having disposable income. Because you earning, and in most instances you're probably paying rent somewhere, so it's about your extra money that you are going to use into the building of your house. That extra money is sometimes not available all the time, or it's available and it's not enough, in the quantum that you need it to be. So those are some of the real life challenges, but it is well received. I still get a lot of requests for it. A lot of demands for when can we register for Ikageng, when can we register, when can we expect to receive stands. We are looking at the policy to see how we can improve it, and working with other entities just to see how they can fully support it. Also having conversations with the municipalities to relax some of the costs that come with it,
which would be very, very helpful, I believe. But let's get into this. Whenever we speak of your department, there's always this phrase that will always come up: housing crisis. Certain phrases: housing crisis, backlog. It would be, in my opinion, the thorn in the flesh, so to speak, of your department. But have you been able to get a sense of exactly how did we come to this point? You have people who say they registered for housing before 1994, there's 1996. How did we come to this point where there was such a delay?
So the speed at which we're able to deliver houses has not matched the demand.
Okay.
I think that's the simplest, most honest way to put it.
Is it from the onset, or is
I
it?
believe so.
Okay.
Yes, I believe from the onset you had, just thousands and thousands and thousands into the 10,000s, into the hundreds of thousands of people.
So then there would be a systemic problem then, would you agree?
I think there's a lot of factors.
Yeah.
Yes. So what contributes to people registering for houses is that they don't have an option, any other option. They are unable to buy for themselves. They are unable to afford, other accommodation. And that's got to do with the state of the economy. And our economy performance has been declining over years and years and years. So that means that as the economy declines, the demand for government intervention and support grows. And government also depends on the economy to perform for us to get an income and deliver these services. So it's almost it's like a vicious cycle. The economy is not growing, so our fiscus is not growing. We don't have extra money to build more houses. but we have more people demanding houses because they also don't have options outside of applying for a house from government.
Yeah.
We used to in the past, I'm told, we used to build like 12,000 houses a year.
Yeah.
Now our budget only allows us to build about 8,500.
No way.
Between 7,500 to 8,500 houses a year in Gauteng. Nationwide, the budget that has been allocated to human settlements will only allow human settlements as a sector across the country to build just over 500,000 houses, and that's what was presented by the minister. So you can see that the speed at which we can build, because it's budget dependent, doesn't match it doesn't match the demand that's out there. People register for houses every day. We build houses every day.
Yeah.
But we don't build at the rate at which people are registering.
Yeah. Still on the issues here at MEC, we also have the issue of residents who built or bought homes before 1994 and then later on lost them due to loan defaults. We have had commitment from government to help them avoid repossession, but what we have seen is that many are still evicted as title deeds are now transferred to third parties. Those third parties will then sell or occupy those properties. Are you still committed to intervening and helping out in that matter?
Yes. So I've met a number of committees representing these amounts of people. We've started with doing verification. We've done a few rounds of verification just to get who is the title deed holder, etc., etc. I think the bigger, and it's probably going to continue in a different type of format towards the future. We've had to introduce regulations on human settlements. So you are not allowed to sell the house within the first 8 years of ownership. And then you have people that sell the house after 8 years. The policy doesn't allow us to give you a second house if you've owned a house before. Now, a lot of people will sell the house believing that it's going to sort out whatever immediate problem, and perhaps it does. The reality is that you are then without a house. You may have sorted out a particular problem, but you may have created another one. Unfortunately, you can't get another house because the system will just not. The policy just doesn't allow you, and we are linked to the deeds office, so our information is quite accurate. We are committed to working with those communities. We've met several times. Our teams are working. It is a problem across the country, so all provinces have got the same challenge. We're also being directed and advised by National Human Settlements just on the policy and the mechanisms and what type of funding we need to be able to use to be able to salvage the situation.
All right. We're still with the MEC of Human Settlements, Tasneem Mudara. We're in conversation with her until 7 p.m. We're also broadcasting live via Vuta FM, EKFM, as well as Tembisa online. 065927 8326. That's our WhatsApp line. Studio line 010236 0002. If of course you would like to join in on the conversation. MEC, let's come to some other pressing issues, and I'll say pressing, speaking personally for myself as well, because some of these issues, we have people who come on this platform to report on these matters, and it's very, very troubling. And those would be issues around invasion. We have a lot of that happening around Palm Ridge area, where houses are approved, and then later on we have people who will invade those houses, and then we'll have people who will come onto this platform hoping that we somehow connect them to you to be able to find some sort of solution. But how bad is the situation? I'm only mentioning Palm Ridge. How widespread is this? Have you been aware of that?
Yes, I have. So it's another element that we are. It's a challenge for us. We build houses and then they are invaded illegally. We will not regularize it because we build for people who are approved, have been allocated, so we know that I'm building this house I'm building 100 houses. One of them is for Bongi.
Yeah.
And then people see an opportunity before we complete the houses, they invade them. And then later on say, okay, but I've been in this house for 5 years, can I get a title deed? You know, if I issue title deeds to people who invade, I just open the floodgates to more invasions.
Yeah.
And I've got 8,000 houses that I'm building across the province. I'm going to have 8,000 houses invaded. I'm not dealing with my problem, which is a backlog.
Absolutely.
So, and it's a criminal activity, so I can't condone it at all. You know, so we have invaded. We have areas that have been invaded. We go to court to get eviction orders. We've been successful in getting eviction orders. Now it's to evict. You might even find some people who invade don't qualify for houses actually. And they opt to invade because they know that they don't qualify for a house. So, but it's literally stealing from people who genuinely qualify for houses and have been approved. And I don't think that's fair.
I have to echo your sentiments. Absolutely, it is a criminal element. Let me see. We seem to have someone on the line. Hello.
Yes, hello, Mama. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. The embassy is here. Shoot.
Yes, Mama.
Mbulelo from Gilani.
Yes, Mbulelo?
Yes,
I'm
calling regarding people that are also
looking for houses, you know. So there are people who have not even got their houses still today. So I wanna know, because they don't know any information, how do you go about in requiring those information? How do you get it? So I wanna know, how do you go about
Okay.
to inquire the information to get I'm phoning in behalf of someone else.
Okay, Mbulelo. Okay, Mbulelo. Please listen over the radio. Thank you so much, Mbulelo.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so you can visit any one of our offices. They will check the system to see whether you have been approved. Applying for a house doesn't mean that you will be approved. You have to go through the
There's a process.
yeah. Applying doesn't mean approved, and I think many people assume that because they've applied, they will definitely get a house. So we have a needs register. You go in, you apply on the needs register. The needs register will capture all your information, your needs. Then you will be found on, we migrate you from the needs register to the HSS, which is the Human Settlement System. The system there will confirm that yes, you meet the requirements and that you have been approved. The next step after being approved is to be allocated.
Yeah.
We allocate when we have got a project. And then we also have a policy. So our policy speaks to how we're going to allocate these that I'm going to build this year, about 8,000 houses. But you can visit any one of our offices, official offices, speak to the staff there. They'll be able to tell you whether you have been approved or not, whether your application is in the system. If you've not yet approved, they will tell you that we have captured you. If you are approved, they will give you an indication of where on the system you are. If you have been allocated, you will also be confirmed that you are allocated for this project in this year.
Okay. So let me see. I have to throw this at you. If we still have people who are in the dark with regards to exactly how to apply for or register for housing, and if people still don't have a sense as to how the allocation order works, are you doing enough as a department in terms of educating, and are your offices doing enough? Because I'm worried about that.
Look, we try as much as we can to educate people about how to the entire process.
Yeah.
I think the difficulty is that a lot of people just apply, because you can also apply online. A lot of people apply and then say, okay, I've applied, I'll get a call.
So there's no full understanding.
Yes, it does need you to follow up. It does need you to check. In Ekurhuleni, we've got, at least in Ekurhuleni, we've got in all the 20 triple Cs, we have got housing liaison officers. So you don't have to actually go even to our office in Alberton in Ekurhuleni. You can even go just to the triple C, where the housing liaison officer will be able to assist you. But it's almost like applying at university, and because according to you, you meet the requirements, and then you believe that you'll be accepted without following up, without checking the application status, etc. I think that people do need to constantly interact, but we do go into communities where we do beneficiary education. We explain the process. We explain the difference between application as well as allocation. We also explain the difference between approved and allocated, because approved means that yes, you have been approved, now you've got to be linked to a project or a housing development.
Let me see. I want to hand you over to our callers, but indulge me on these three questions. One, and I stand to be corrected here. So, according to the information that I'm receiving or received, the formula is in terms of allocating houses. 40% is for people in the 1996 to the 1999 waiting list, right?
Yes.
Which is inclusive of military vets. One would ask then, is there any consideration for those who are members of SDU as well as SPUs? Will they also get the same treatment as the military vets?
So the military veterans, by definition and policy that we use, are the military veterans approved by the Department of Military Veterans. And so every single province has been given the database of those military veterans that have been approved. So why do we use that? Because the specification for the military veteran house is different to the normal RDP house. And part of the subsidy is also covered by the Department of Military Veterans. But the former SDUs, etc., could fall under other categories. So we've got the 96 to 99. Perhaps they could even fall in that category. Then we have people living with disabilities, and our policy enforces us to allocate 10% to those. Or again, the specification for that house is different to the ordinary RDP. The 10% for military veterans, 10% is for elderly. So elderly, you might find people who are above 60, but they never applied during 1996 and 1999. So we make a special dispensation for them. And then vulnerable individuals. Those we often get referrals from Department of Social Development, as an example. Child-headed households, women living in shelters as victims of abuse, etc. We investigate, we work with the social workers to confirm the status of the family, and then we allocate them. And then we work with the municipalities because the municipalities have also got their own resolution on how they're going to allocate and move people. Often it's linked to informal settlements. So for instance, we have an informal settlement in Ekurhuleni that is on top of Eskom line. For Eskom to energize that line, we've got to move those people, so they will be part of the priority that we move.
So in short, what are we saying then? Do SDU and SPUs also get housing allocation?
They do get, but they wouldn't, unless they are verified by the Department of Military Veterans, they won't get the specification of military veterans.
So there are differences. However, the same.
But they definitely qualify for
same treatment applies. However, there are variations. Second questions, and then my last one, and then I'm gonna have our listeners call in. And this one I have to ask. I have heard so many people making claims that they are on the waiting list, but they have been told that they have to make certain payments. All right, they need to make certain payments, and we also get the questions then from time to time. Is there a fee? Is that legal? Is that supposed to happen? And I'm glad you're here today. Please address those for us.
So no, and no. Is there a fee? Anything linked to human settlements, there's no fee. So you don't pay to apply, you don't pay to be allocated. You don't pay to be approved. Anything, you don't pay to get your title deed.
Yeah.
Government will pay for all of those aspects.
So those are criminal elements.
Those are definitely criminal. You know, Pongiwe, think about just over a month ago, we actually arrested a lady in our Alberton offices here in Ekurhuleni.
And we'll come to that office.
Yes.
Very problematic.
Well, I guess it depends, you know. But
I have stories to tell.
Yes.
But go ahead.
So we arrested a lady there who has been collecting money in the communities, claiming to be able to assist them with housing allocation.
So fast track the process for them. Wow.
But it's not true. It's not possible.
Mm.
And she's been collecting money. I find all sorts of interesting things. WhatsApp numbers that claim to be me or claim to be somebody from my office. Those are generally, in the main, they are all scams.
Wow.
And often, I would say 99% of them, they are not officials of the department. They are not even linked to the department. We don't know who they are. We try to follow up. We try and urge communities where they have been, where they have been asked or they've interacted, please bring it to our attention.
Is there recourse for that? Sorry to cut you short. Is there recourse for that? If somebody has been scammed in your name, in your department's name, is there recourse for that?
The only recourse is when they open up a criminal case. Then it can be investigated, we can lay charges, etc., and then follow up with the law enforcement agencies. Outside of that, there isn't. So that's why we're saying that you're gonna lose your money. So please don't pay. We've had many instances. People say, "Oh, I was told to pay 15,000. But if I paid now 10,000 and then 5,000 later, they pay the 10,000. They probably borrowed. It's their savings, etc. And then the people vanish. So please don't pay anything linked to human settlements. And where you have been accosted by such people, bring it to our attention, but also can you please open up cases and let's lay criminal charges.
We'll do our part as well, MEC, to just spread that word of awareness and issue that very necessary warning. But let's go back to that very problematic office, please. Fort Rica Street office in Alberton. Is it linked to your department? Are these people answerable to you? Are you aware of those complaints? There have been several.
Yes. So that is our office, our actual provincial office in the region.
You don't say.
Yes. So that's...
With that many complaints?
Yes. Look, the complaints would be because linked to the backlog, there's many more people that are not getting houses than those that are. So there's many more people that are unhappy than those that are happy, if that makes sense. The complaints are because they weren't assisted. So assistance to people looking for a house is that you go into the office, you ask them, okay, where am I on the system? And they say, oh yes, you've been approved, you're getting your house next month. Then you've been assisted. But if you go to the office and they say to you, unfortunately, you've not been approved yet, you haven't been allocated, people are unhappy and they say they were not hired. The office doesn't do actual allocations.
Okay.
So allocations is dealt with through a different process. They are part of it, yes, but they are not fully responsible for allocations. And so I think people have an expectation that when they go to our offices, they'll get a response that, yes, you are Bongiwe, you're coming to check, great, yes, you're getting your house next month. Majority of people are actually told, no, sorry, you haven't yet been allocated, or you've been approved, but we're waiting to link you to a house. And then, I've heard of, the main...
Have you heard of the incompetence? Because for me, what I get, the complaints that land on my lap, most of it just really borders, or just, you can just put it down to incompetence, really. Again,
if you're not getting the answer that you want, it's easy to say, okay, this person was incompetent, they couldn't help me. I dealt with a case not so long ago where this gentleman was coming to our Alberton offices like literally every day, demanding a house, to the extent that he even held the staff up at the office, threatened them, etc. Then he escalated the matter to me. I got a report from the office. They explained that this is how they communicated to him, etc., etc. He insisted on having a meeting with me. I agreed. I had a meeting with him. What I explained to him was exactly the same thing that the staff in the office had been explaining.
Okay. All right.
And people believe that you are competent when you say, yes, here's the key to your house.
Yeah.
Congratulations, well done.
Or when you get what you want. Yeah.
The answer that you want makes you competent. The answer that you don't want makes you incompetent. And I think that's a bit unfair. And really, the officials in the office can only do so much in terms of information.
Okay.
They can't give you keys to house. It's not going to happen.
All right. Hello.
Wait.
Hi, how are you? The MEC is here.
I'm okay. Let me see. I'm checking. Let me see. My house has been allocated in
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, she's listening.
Yes, my house was allocated in places. But now my problem is it wasn't given to me because I still don't have a house. I tried speaking to a guy there by the name of Mr. Mshala, and he told me that it was, he even sent me proof that the house has been allocated. But they say the number is 125-3. That's the extension, that's number, at Clayville extension 45. But up to now, I haven't got a house. Nobody came to me or phoned me to say your house is here. Go get the keys from your Albertson office. Nothing. We've been going to the Albertson office every now and then. We were told the house is not allocated as yet. But here I've got proof that it was allocated. If the MEC could maybe let me come and show the MEC what I have, and then maybe you can explain to me why I don't have a house yet.
Okay. So we don't have Mr. Mohlala in the department. So that's pay money. Yes. Okay. So there's the problem. As I said, don't pay anything for anything related to human settlements, and please don't. Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to ask my team to get in touch with you and get that information. But there is a scam.
Please forward ama contacts wakho neku 0659278326. Thank you, Mama.
So there's a perfect example, Pongiwe. Our officials don't communicate with beneficiaries via WhatsApp
and give out banking details.
And banking details, it's not done. I would definitely be interested in getting that information from Umama so that we can follow it up, open up lay charges, open up a case. I'm glad she hasn't paid anything. Please don't pay anything. And because our projects are well known, it's known where they are. You get people that come and say, oh, okay, you are allocated in Clayville. Clayville is our project. And I know the how we allocate and the numbers and etc. Just from listening to, I know it's not even the name. The only thing is that it's Clayville that is accurate. Everything else, but let's see how we can assist her follow it up. And also I'll also just ask my team to check.
I'll definitely be sure to get those
when did she
Mama,
actually apply?
Musalalele 0659278326. Okay, let's read a couple of messages that are directed at you, MEC. Anonymous Sintogoz is asking, MEC, good evening. You okay, what about people who are living in hostels? The question is, I hear you will be renovating hostels and building family units for them, but what if they have houses set up in the rural areas, and then there's some of us who are still waiting for houses? So these are people who would be feeling like they are being sidelined. Let's also listen in on this.
So for you,
listening on this first, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to ask the MEC Uti, when is she coming live, Ilalisa? Because not live, Ilalisa. We've got issues regarding human settlement, because Sinemikhukhu I think 3 sections emikhukhu Ramaphosa, Iloliwe, and then Ulundi. And le mikhukhu leyo ilayisha abantu abaningi. Siney'tandi la ezi-vacant eVilalisa Extension 1. So I like to know ku-MEC ukuthi when is she coming live Vilalisa so that we can talk to her.
Okay.
Evening, everyone. Evening, Makeba, the queen of the show. How are you and your guest? I have an ask here. I've got a question. Ma'am, I hear you building a house and. First question I would like to ask. There are RDPs. When you exit Springs, like you go, like you're going to Delmas, when you exit Springs, via that route of what you call the police station, you go straight. On the right, there's RDPs there. Those RDPs are finished, and now there's no one who's occupying those RDPs. And if it's like that, most of the time, these our brothers that are smoking drugs, they vandalize the property. What's going on there? Because we are plenty. Even me, I have a C form. I need a house because I'm staying in my mother's house. So yeah, I've got a question. Why you abandoned some RTPs while we having some C forms to occupy there?
He's got a question in his head.
I
hope you've got an answer or a response. So, all right, so the issue of Zonke Zizwe, and the gentleman just saying there's an issue there.
Okay.
So too many informal settlements and a lot of issues pertaining to your department. They'd love for you to pay them a visit once in a while. Then there's this issue of seemingly abandoned RDP houses or unoccupied, for lack of better words.
So I want to start with the last gentleman who had an ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
so
you have an answer.
He has I do have an answer, and I know he's not going to be happy with the answer.
Okay.
So when we started, I said to you, the Metro municipality is accredited to implement projects on their own, to build houses without the province. That project that he's speaking about is a project implemented by the city. It's not our project. We are not even co-developing it. We are not even in partnership with the city. We are aware of it. The city stopped it due to their own issues. We are trying to work with the city to see if we've got to step in to be able to finish it. But that is a city project, and the city has got to finish it so that they can allocate it. But we're working with the city to see where do they need us, at what point must we come in, and so that we can finish it. Because you can imagine people sitting with a C form.
I think that sort of information should be disseminated. We should know, so that we don't come around asking you or putting the blame on you. Because and we'll do that when we do not understand.
Of course, I think government is complicated, even for us in government. How much more for just citizens? You know, a citizen doesn't appreciate that this street, it's one long street, but from year to year it belongs to the province, then it belongs to the city, then it's national. They just see a street, they see that the street has a problem, they want government to fix it. So, and you know, it's our own mistake of how we designed government post 1994. How do we make it work better? Because it's extremely frustrating for a citizen when you say, okay, I've got this problem in the street, and you call your councillor. The councillor tells you it's not a city street. So that's a city project. We are working with the city to see, okay, you've got lots of these stalled projects. Can we come in and assist? There must be administrative processes, of course, and I hope we'll make some progress and headway so that we can finish it. The second one is the informal settlement. When am I coming to Vilalisa? I'll come soon in this year. I'll definitely make time to come. But those communities, we have earmarked the mega projects like Helderwyk to locate people from those former settlements there.
Yeah.
They should be accommodated in the second phase. We are still busy on the first phase. It will either be in the Leopold project. Leopold is also a municipal project. It's or in Helderwyk, depending on where there's space, where there's numbers.
Okay.
And then the last question was just about. I think that was the two questions. There was a third question, I've forgotten now. But
was the issue of Zonke Zizwe.
Zonke Zizwe, yes.
Yeah.
But let me just say that if you have a C form still, and it's a valid C form, not a fake C form, we will process your application because we understand the difficulties with the C forms, etc. Bring your C form into the office. That's your triple C's or even the Alberton office. We'll process those because they are part of our priority stock because the C forms only existed in that period, 96 to 99. Thanks.
Good evening, Mazulu, good evening, Musisi lapho e-studio. Mazulu, mina ngibuzela umamncane wami ngendaba yendlu yakhe unesifomu ka-1996. Ngicela ukumbuzela ukuthi enze njani, aye kuphi. Ngithole seningaphakathi, angizwanga konke, kodwa nje ngicela ukuthi ungichazisele ngizokwazi ukunikeza le feedback ngani ngoba akusiwo abantu abamamela ikasi kakhulu, yimi engimamela ikasi. Please Mazulu, ngizomnikeza information. Good evening Mazulu, good evening ngusisi lapho e-studio. Mazulu, mina ngibuzela umamncane wami ngendaba yendlu yakhe unesifomu.
Mazulu na MSC, mina my brother apply indlu ngo-2000. Abantu applyele nabo izindlu bazitholile Graceland, Graceland nakuphi nasephumula. So yena ubhuti wami akayitholi indlu. Sifika lapho ukuthi ayakaphuma, sifike Alberton bathi ayakaphumi. And i-problem manje ukuthi sekalahle nesiform but
I'll respond to that. I'll tell you what.
Sawubona Mazulu studio ne-MEC lapho. Mina Mazulu bengicela ukuzi MEC manje i-government ipha abantu itendi ayiba-akhela izindlu anekisa ba-akhela izindlu next okusizowapha itendi kuphela or manje i-government isebapha itendi ayisabakhela izindlu. Thank you.
All right, let me see. Again, the issue of C forms.
Yes,
right?
as I said.
Yeah, so we have some people saying, as with our callers here, some on behalf of family members saying they had valid C forms, which have since gotten lost, or some people are saying, I'm holding on to this C form and yet nothing is happening, or there's some form of communication, but nothing is really materializing because what people want to see is
a house.
They want title deed.
Yes. So C forms we will prioritize. As I said, it falls in the category 96 to 99. If you have the C form, bring it to our office. We'll definitely work on prioritizing you. We can even prioritize you to the extent that you may not get a house in Ekurhuleni. Let's say you are living in Ekurhuleni, you may not even get a house in Ekurhuleni. We can prioritize you elsewhere. But if you have got a valid C form, bring it and we'll verify it. I do want to say that you can apply, you can check the status of your application yourself. You go to HSS online. That's the website, HSS online. You will put in your ID number, and then search, right? It's a live system, anybody can check it. But again, some people don't understand necessarily the information that they're reading on the system. So I would still say go to the triple C, your nearest triple C, for them to say, yes, this is you, this is your application is there, it has been captured, this is the status. But lastly, I think that the when you apply, there are 6 elements that we take into consideration when we're dealing with your application. And as I said earlier, applying doesn't mean you're approved. You can apply believing that you qualify for a house, but the system will reject you for whatever reason, and we will be able to tell you that these are the reasons why you have not been approved.
Okay.
But I think that if you do have a C form, come with it to the CCC. If you can't make your way to Alberton, we'll definitely be able to check it and prioritize.
Let me ask this: how do you ensure fairness? As you deal with the matter of allocating houses, because I think with your department, it's easy for you to have a lot of people, thousands, if not millions of people feeling slighted. Like you prioritize those guys or that sector or those pockets of people, and you left me out in the cold. How do you ensure fairness?
So we use the system. So there was a call a few years ago that we must have a Gauteng system. But I think for good reason we didn't go that route. There's a single system. It's a national system. It's one single system. We draw the information from the system. So let's say we are dealing with allocations in Sedibeng now. I have got 148 houses ready to be allocated. We follow the policy. Of that 148 houses, 40% must go to 22. So we have a feeder area. We know. So it will be all of them, back rooms, elderly, living in informal settlements, hostels, all of that. I think what we want to urge people is update the information on the system, because you can also do that.
Yeah.
Something as simple as a phone number. Yeah. When we draw the information from the system, if we can't reach you, we have to go to the next person.
Okay.
So update your information. It also helps.
Yeah.
But the system is, you can't manipulate the system.
Okay.
And I think the bigger issue is that people say, okay, but we don't know who gets allocated. But I allocate close to 9,000 houses every year.
Okay. Okay.
Good evening, Mazulu. I hope everyone is okay. Mazulu, I just needed to get some assistance here. We are in other programs representing the issues of the applicants of a certain informal settlement that was marked under a special project, and then in the meantime we were in a process of organizing or requesting a meeting with the human settlement to try fix some of the things that
Okay, I'm pressed for time, but are you aware of that?
No. So maybe if we can just get the details,
Okay.
more of the details we can follow up.
All right. Only please forward me the relevant details, please, and we'll make sure we forward that. There's questions here, and I'm not sure if the response is going to be the same answer you had for our gentleman who had an ask, because the ask here is, there are unfinished houses by Sky City. Whose lap does that fall on? There's an issue on around what's this, Eden Park Phase 5.
Eden Park Phase 5. So Sky City is also a municipal project, municipality project. Eden Park Phase 5, I'm not familiar with it, so I think it would be a municipality project. I know the problems. It has stalled, it has stopped. We are in engagements with the municipality. There's a number of them. In Wattville, there's project where it was a municipality project, it stopped. Tembisa, the very famous one that we went to with the minister, it started, it stopped. That's also a municipal project. Unfortunately, the projects that we have in the city that have stopped are all municipal projects. Our projects are going better. We have activity on site, houses are being delivered. So we're just working with the municipality to see where are the gaps, what capacity and support must we offer, and let's get them to a stage where they are completed.
I think in your collaboration, MEC, as we wrap up, it's important that we are also, put in the loop.
Definitely.
Keep us informed so that we're not guessing.
Yes.
And pointing fingers where we shouldn't be.
Yes. No, definitely. I think just from time to time we'll also give you updates.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. This is how we've resolved XYZ with the municipality. We're still stuck here with the municipality. We still think, we're asking people to just be a little more patient, those types of things. But we'll definitely keep you updated.
Yeah, all right. Let me see Tasmin Mutara. Beautiful surname, I must add. As they say, flattery will get you everywhere. but if I'm pulling that right at the end of the interview, I'm not trying to get right? Oh, that can be concluded. As we're closing, a lot of questions on why aren't we allocated houses? Just a sense of frustration, really, which can be understood, because people have been waiting for years. People find themselves in back rooms. People find themselves under their mother's roofs. You are living with extended family members, and you don't want to be there, and it gets tough. There are conflicts. There's a lot of this and that, and in all of that, with all that frustration, what do you say to those people who are still waiting, hoping, and some maybe have lost hope completely?
So I say that I really do sympathize with your situation. Please don't lose hope. Please don't lose trust in the system. Of course, we hope that the economy will grow, because then you're going to actually get people active in the economy, working, earning for themselves, and able to build or buy, or that are not going to depend on the state. But for those who do depend on the state, we'll definitely get to you. Our message still remains Siyazanagu.
Siyazanagu. MEC Tasmin, please stay on the ground and remain accessible. That's your tagline. That's how we describe you. Keep it that way.
Oh, no problem.
We wouldn't want it changing anytime soon.
No, I don't think I can. I have it in me to change. Thank you so much, Bonnie.
We appreciate you making time. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
All right, small Kulube, MEC Tasmin Mutara, MEC for the human settlements in the province of Gauteng. Also, many thanks to our colleagues. We were live at Vuta FM, EKFM, as well as Itembisa online. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Why are you so cute?
Hey, we want to gossip these things. All right, you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Send some love.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Oh.
How are you? I'm fine. Okay, see you back again.
I don't know if I've paralyzed you. No. Even once God, together we keep history alive. Happy Mandela.
Has the power to change the world. It has the power.
Ngimele yena ubhuti lo ukuthi azoyisenda.
Why is she shooting Chombe? Can you take a picture?
Mbize la phakathi ya.
Do you have a nice phone?
Oh, bamrobhile futhi.
Oh, I'll forget it.
Iphume kanjani lapha ku YouTube? Iphume kanjani ku YouTube? Bengifakile ku YouTube.
Okay. Yes, I don't have channel videos. No recording.
I bazoyisenda kunini basendele message, so I don't want to pressure them.
Le request team, long with Martin goes to MEC information 18. I can't see this.
Sports can unite.
Bathe 100 taxi project yaba.
Oh, usho njalo.
Ezinye bathi masipala bayancedisana. It's a metropolitan municipality.
Yeah.
Babe bajoyinana. Bangisangifamile.
Awuthintani intambo yami lapho?
Intambo yakho vu?
Lapho i-audio.
Konke angasebenzi?
Ha?
No.
Oh,
Ngifake i-aux cable.
okay.
Iyabhodla.
Hayi. Mara anyway sengizoyikhipha vele. Ishayile. Okay, if uthi laba abayisendile audio. Alola uzoqhubeka ukuthatha ama-questions even wasekahambile laba.
I can't because mina ngiblock artists wablockile ama-features.
So what's next then?
I don't know what to do. Because it's relevant. Alright, kasi talk umphakathi uyakhuluma kolomsakazi ka-FM 97.1. Ngongqoqo kade ikhethekile la no MEC Tasman Motara MEC obhekelele i-housing no housing and settlements eGauteng. Imibuzo ke eminye ngiyabona eminye mhlambe kwenzeka besingazwanga kahle lapha na ngingqoqo leyana khona nje uthi ngibuzele le information le ithinta ke uPamrich kade kuchazwa lapha ngemva kwethu ukuthi ke indawo zikhona indawo la ekuruleni balo Pamrich no Sky City ukuthi ke aziweli ngaphansi komnyango wakwa Human Settlement kodwa ke ziwela kumasipala wasekuruleni bakwazi ukuthi ke baphendule ngokuphelele kodwa ke njengoba kuthiwa la kuhamba kwama khona uyazama ke umnyango ukuthi ungenelele because lokho ke uMEC lezinye ke lezi ama-form engiwabonayo la xhumana nawo umnyango kuzame ukuthi kutholakale izindlela khumbula ukuthi kusasa kuLwesine sine-feature la sizaba khona ukuthi mhlambe silekelele ekutheni kuyiwa kuphi nezinye izinto ezibhalwayo la ukuthi zichaza ukuthini ngoba ke siyavumelana nayo MEC ukuthi kuyashoda la ekutheni abantu bakithi baqonde kuchazeleke ukuthi impendulo ukuthi nekanje isho ukuthini abantu baye bayithole behleli nje nempendulo kodwa ke incazelo zingekho ngokuphelele. Alright, I will not be here on Friday, so if you're going to be sending those details, I'll forward you my email address. You can rather use my email address because I will not be here on a Friday. Alright, houses Eden Park, Sky City is really pendulo as well as parts of Pamrich pendulanja mfampopoze nawo izwile leyo mpendulo leyo etheka hlala kwabendaba eqale ukuthi ivele ngawo. Hlelo lethu ke lehlukile namhlanje siyayisibe no Sabela Ndoda noNtokozo Mwela siyasinayo namuhla 7 sibe nekuruleni orders naye kasizwe kuba nayo kahle bekufanele kube khona la esiya khona emva ka MEC kodwa ke angazi noma sisazoba nalo yini ngoba bekufanele kahle kube nesiyi futhi special broadcast kodwa ke ngibona ngathi ukuthanda ukuthi ke kungasahambi kanjalo kodwa ke sizobona lindela ukuthi kuzothi ngo-8 o'clock ngoba isikhathi manje sikhomba ukuthi nje sibhekela khona ku-7:20 kuzothi ngo-8 o'clock sibambe uSharon Khosa Land Your Dream Job. Uzokhumbula ukuthi ke kusukela izolo sibikile ukuthi sesinebandla le-GNF eliselithathele isasikhathi esasisinikeze uSharon Khosa sizomfaka ke yena ngo-8 o'clock bese kuthi-ke ngo8:30 ukhona Apostle J athi ke thina sobabili ngamalike ngo-8 o'clock ma usizwa siya ku-Land Your Dream Job noSharon Khosa. Uthi namhlanje asikhulume sikhulume ngani? Sikhulume ngendaba how to get a promotion, 4 things you need in order to get a promotion udlule ku-entry level position kodwa ke uyithole nawe bhekana ne-promotion yakhuphuka ungaloku kuthiwa umi ku-entry level noma usasemnyango yanqonqoza bekunganjalo-ke uhlelo kodwa ke sibonga kakhulu kuwena ukuthi-ke ulalele kula ngxoxo-ke ebalulekile noza kwethu kade-ke sisakaza kanye nawe.
To the world.
Why are they quiet?
CFM 971.
Why actually ngeke ngifuna ukubadlala mos.
Alright.
Labo bekufanele ukuphumula after.
Has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power.
I didn't get a picture.
Ejabula lo uqashela umntana kubo usebenza naye.
Ubani?
Mthazima.
Cheres.
Umntana kubo lo usebenza naye.
Umfake phakathi. Umunati mina. Chaza. Umunati sho. Marubuhle wenzani bafethu asishuthiwe phela thina. Minangas?
Think that this would be the perfect time for us to have this particular call so that we can experience some greatness, you know, maybe a bit of mushiness. I don't know. Good morning. Who's that? Yeah, Pete. Kalupuza, do you know a guy by the name of Sampo? Okay, what is Sampo to you? Sampo is your husband. I think that it's better which one who's right.
And the manje lento nga.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go to line 1. Hello, line 1, you on?
Nikran?
Yes,
Sharp. Onikhonile ukuyimbamba ngathi?
Yes, mbambisi.
All right.
Yeah, fine. Amaningi akafuna isuke elithembisi.
Sanibona.
Yayazi
Hello.
ithembisa
Saphila.
Bafowethu manje sixolise ukufika sesinibamba phezulu.
Kodwa khona nikutholile thina isikhathazeke ngani khona nikutholile kodwa?
Hayi sibambile okuningi. 30 minutes sonke nje sikwazile ukumbamba.
No, kungcono.
Mara ke ukasi lakho uyalazi lona lilodwa nje ngetraffic. Solo mawusukanyana nje kumele usuke ngo-12.
No yazi into esishayile yini idollar yini. Ake bese ne interview no MEC. So now lo MMC usagesi nezinto
Umzayifana.
So vele bekufanele vele sibe nayo. Besingena choice because confirmed last week. So but ke sibonga nje ukuthi nani sithemba seniphazamisana.
Hayi mfethu siyasebenzisana ayiphishe ngawuzo sesikhathazeke ngani thina. Ukhona nikutholile ngoba ngoba ngithi neze kahle naphinde nambamba ukuthi ngigcwalile.
Mnandi because simlalele mawuqala ngivula. Simlalele so yonke 500 million wonke lawo ma everything. Nanokuthi kai siyayibonga professionalism. Hayi nje nibamba.
Yazlam.
Hey thala.
Yazlam.
Siyabonga.
Nibe safe sike bafethu uhambe kahle manje usajahe indawo.
Uyayibona.
Ungayithethisi kakhulu. All right bafethu. Sesithembisa ngiyayazi. Ngavaleleka ngiyoshumayela ngo7. Ngabona kusha 8:15 ngihleli ka so. Yo. Ngangena esontweni labantu, yazi uthola abantu, sekuphela umoya bengilindile. Ara ngiyenzeni ngesikhathi
Ngicheke i-email ukuthi uma ngicheke ku-email bathi bazoyisenda nge-email.
Why are you so keen that I should has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does.
Oh no.
It speaks to youth
And by saying,
in a language
and it says a little bit on board.
GPF.
Where once there was only despair.
And the Bulaba man,
It is more powerful than government. It brings down racial barriers. It laughs in defense of all types of discrimination. The heroes are standing with me are examples of this class. They are valued,
Yes.
not only in the playing field, but also in the community, both local and international. They are champions and they deserve the rights of recognition.
Umbila. Into enombila phakathi angisayitheli mina kusesi.
Boy.
Umbila into zakathi stadar. Last time angithi bekuwuye la size sidlala. Izisokolisi.
Yeah. Yeah, the last year.
Wewe ngimjaja wrong.
Sebetholile tenda. Ngisho uyasanda ukuthi ama-ideas abanye ama-radio station ya.
Kanjani?
Like ngathi izinto ezenza esikhathini esiningi usithatha kwamanye ama-radio station.
Like nje general.
Yeah.
Okay, angaze ngimnaki. But nento eshoyo ngiyabuza.
Izinto eziningi uzimamela.
Ushaye copy paste.
Yeah.
Like ama-feature.
Ama-feature ya. Like nakanazi izinto eziningi. Uzwamamela samuntu.
Manje waye bayenzele yena phela i-playback le. And thina sinawo ama-playback. Thina abanye sinawo. Nangithi bongiwe ngeke ngiyithole. Yabona asikho. Ufakele ubani oruzirekhodele lo mntwana. Hayi playback yena. Yini GPEF?
Yeah, le idlala last.
Shuthi izodlala for how long?
Ngithi download i-hour ngeke ngitshalisele. Sona ya bahamba lapho. Into le phela kumele idlale manje ngisenda manje i-1 hour iyochitha nini into lena nje ifostile nje kumele bayibhukhele ilanga lakusasa hayi today nje it's out.
Isazo, you know. Still downloading. Lala sesh.
Bamfakele shem. Bamfakele wonke amashofu.
bit of mushiness. I don't know. Good morning. Morning. Yeah, Pete. Karupuza, do you know a guy by the name of Sampo? Okay, what is Sampo to you? Sampo is your husband. I think that it's better to from the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to line 1. Hello, line 1, you on? Sampo is hot man. You're 90 dog. And Ugala Minabuchi, what's good right now, champ?
Dentro ngathi uFebruary. Ngathi sekuFebruary. Love, what? Guys, we don't know ngathi phela la. Oh my God, let me find something to play. How is it? It's current affairs.
You have a man right here who is real enough, you know, to ask us, which is actually the way I'm and I feel that you need to appreciate this because not a whole lot of men can do that, you know, for somebody. So sitting as a guy, I can simply say,
Singasho mari kuzodlala le recording.
Mabuyidlala for how long?
thank you very much for giving us this experience to witness love right on air, right here in ManyCam. And shout out to you, Hot Manyam, you know, for taking such a bold step. It's beautiful and it's inspiring. Shout out to you, dog. That is a Hot Man show for your sister Rumbani who are in love and they just wanted, man, you know, Hot Man show just wanted to express Utando Rock. And that's how it unfolds. Beautiful. I see a 6 to 9 love campaign. I love it. Unexpected, right? Beautiful, man.
Ikasi station focus people hlelo kasithoka umphakathi uyakhuluma right ijikile izinto namuhla uyazi makulesithathu ngalesi sikhathi ke sihamba nekuruleni order sihleli nababhali bethu beyincwadi sehlale nabo makulo ezithathu kodwa ke namuhla izinto ethe kujika bekulindele ukuthi ke masiphuma engxoxweni yethu no-MEC Tasnim Motara singene kwenye futhi special broadcast la bese besiyethulela baka GPEF yazama ukuthi sihlanganise ke leyo ndaba mayihlanganile 8 o'clock fanele nomkanjani siye kuLendo Dream Job no Sharon Khosa sikhuluma indaba yokusuka ku-entry level uthole nawe uyapromote uyenyuka wapho so J uthi sithi give me peace at least ngicela peace kwenze njani makufika lapho sozokuyena masiya kuye ngo8:30 kodwa ke besikhuluma no-MEC Tasnim njengoba kade ethula naye i-budget vote nyaka 2025 kuya ku-2026 ekhulumela ke-department la yakhe president wezwe baba Cyril Ramaphosa namhlanje naye ade kethula i-presidency budget vote for the year 2025-2026 nike athe abhekana nakho njengoba de ethula lenkulumo nje okuningi kuthinta yona indaba kaMinister baba uSenzo Mchunu sivile ukuthi ke ozobanjelwa ungqongqoshe baba uGwede Mantashe ezinye zezinto lezo ezinembono ethi ayishasane mawubheke nje indaba ethe zavelela namhlanje kodwa ke uthe wachaza lapha na kuShamthetho echaza odabeni lokuthi ke yingani engeke akwazi ukuthi adedele ungqongqoshe uMchunu bebangekho serious ngalento.
No, I think issue ibe laba benza booking late laba bale belidlala manje ngoba ule kaJabu besiyazi from last week thina laba bafika late and they are paying, so that's the problem.
It is therefore necessary that we establish the facts through an independent, credible, and thorough process so that we can ensure that there is
Ubani manje lo? Usaseyiko.
Ba-disconnecting ingane.
Yini EK?
Uyaba sithembise nje.
Oh, hey. Bese-Kapa esirasana. Technology.
Uzi ngicabanga ukuvula la. Ngiyama. Mawuvula uyithiwo.
Uyamuzwa ngamaposa? Uyamuzwa? Athi angeke amxoshe kungena proof. Uyamuzwa uthini? Kanjani? Kanjani lo baba? Niyamuzwa? Athi angeke.
Abanye baqoshwa abanye. Singayikhohlwa leyo.
Niyamuzwa lo baba?
Ngisho seyazi leyo ukuthi bekuyinto ezizulu ngasile ngaleyo.
The Commission's findings and recommendations resulted in a comprehensive overhaul of SARS. It also resulted in the
Hayi bafethu umabeni kuye ngokuthi ubani. Hayi yabona if one thing nge-ANC ne iyakwazi ukuprotectana. Laba bangamane bafe kunokuthi balahlane. Ngithi comrades elibulala umuntu la ngcwaba ebackyard bazokuvikela. Manje futhi bazoyifuna le recording yabelethi.
Oh, manje ngathi into soyenza uma lo kumele enze plan ukuthi
Mina mele ngidlale yonke.
We have to find that from
resulted in disciplinary actions, the cancellation of unlawful conduct. The implementation of the recommendations of the high-level panel on the state security agencies have contributed significantly to SSA's stabilization and the structural reforms contained in the General Intelligence Law Amendment.
Alright, besidlula nje lapho eshamthetho sesizwelonke njengoba umongameli ade kethula i-budget vote yehhovisi lakhe njengomongameli. Ufakeke wahlatshwa ngemibuzo eminingi ngizazi ukuthi kube nokuphosana ngamagama phakathi kwakhe nowe-MKP Inkonzo Yesizwe Party Deputy President uDokotela uJohn Hlophe but kwezinye izinto usahlatshwa ngayo le ndaba lezi insolo ezazokaliswa umkhwana kanti kade ephendula la ukuthi angeke kwazi ukuthi amkhombe indlela ungqosho ngikhulu ngenxa insolo ezingenabufakazi ukuthi ke laba balokhu begxeka imisebenzi yamakhomishana uthi-ke lokho kahambisani nakho engumongameli. Ngithe-ke kufanele seku-GEPF kanti-ke sekumi ngomumo manje ukuthi-ke siye lapho uhlelo lwehlukile namhlanje so 8 o'clock makwenzekile soba no-Sharon Khosa kodwa-ke mangenjalo laphana ngo8:30 nakanjani-ke sizothi thina sobabili interact.
We interrupt normal programming to bring you this specialized feature. Normal programming will resume in due course.
Of GPF Smartcast, proudly and loudly hosted by Moradile FM. My guest, as always, Mr. Siblini from GPF. Mr. Siblini, good evening. Oscar and listeners. All right, today our topic is simple. What happens to your GPF pension fund after 5 years, right? And first thing first, Mr. Siblini, what is GPF?
disconnect.
Yes, Oscar.